welcome back. It's Stephanie. I'm so sorry that I have been so absent. Let me tell you what, this month has been a really intense month full of lots of life. I apologize in advance for my voice. If you have not noticed, I am sick. It is what it is, so bear with me while I give you some updates. So, when I started my channel in October of 2015, I had been a member of Weight Watchers for like 9 months, and I just hit a wall, and then I went wheat-free and high-fat, low-carb, and I started to gain momentum with my weight loss, and I got to about 30 pounds. About this time last year, I had reached a weight loss of about 30 pounds since joining Weight Watchers, which was awesome because I couldn't even get to the 15-pound mark when I was doing Points Plus because I was really struggling with binge eating. So then I got pregnant and I had a baby on Christmas Eve of this year. So that's kind of where I started, where I've been. And ever since I got pregnant, I just feel like I'm in kind of a mess on my channel here. For lots of reasons, but mostly being pregnant and then having a baby and then having a newborn. So I'm breastfeeding full-time, and that's like 7 full-time jobs. And turns out that I can't just like crash diet and still produce milk for her. And then it turns out that I relapsed with my binge eating addiction, which is super sad. That's probably the thing that I'm most sad about, even the weight that I've gained back, is the saddest thing for me is that I lost control of my addiction. Apparently, they say I always have something random in my hand, and it's because I'm at my desk, this is like a random room. This is a sewing machine needle. Stephanie, put things down. Can you tell? I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh, I need to have something in my hand, and like I need like a therapy animal right now. Anyway, where was I? Probably someplace not important, but crash dieting, binging. So April 1st of 2016 was my first day of being binge free until March, sometime in March. I don't remember the exact date, but I made it 11 months. I was so close to the year mark. Funny thing is, my last binge, then I went 11 months, and then when I binged again, I was in the same place. I was in front of QuickBooks, a computer program that made me want to pull my hair out. Late at night, frustrated. But I kind of feel like I was like the volcano. Like, I was ready to blow. Just a lot of stress. I'm very sensitive to stress. I'm very sensitive to, like, sleep disturbances, lack of sleep. And you know how well that goes with having a newborn. Yeah, not very well. So I've been binging pretty regularly since that first binge. And I've been going back, I've been attending my addiction recovery meetings, and I've been starting back at step 1. I've been employing, the tools, but I'm still struggling. So as far as where my channel is going and where my weight loss is and where we are financially, a lot has happened, and I haven't been doing very well at 2 of those 3 things. So let me just tell you the future, or I'll tell you kind of like where we're at and then where I plan to be with those 3 things. So I'll start with my food addiction. I'm going to be a little bit more candid and open about living with my food addiction, things that I struggle with, what food addiction looks like for me, and how I'm doing on recovery. Because I don't care what diet program I follow. I don't care how many points I count. I don't care about anything. I can do so much damage in 5 minutes of binging that it undoes like a great week. And it can throw me off for months. It could throw me off for years. And my biggest fear is that I'll start binging again and I'll never reach my goals. And I will die of an obesity-related disease, and that's terrifying for me. I cannot recover from my addiction by myself. I truly believe that the only path to recovery for me is to walk hand in hand with my Savior, Jesus Christ. So I really believe that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not just saying those words. Like, that is the only way. So I'm going to be a little bit more open and honest about my personal addiction recovery process, sharing what's appropriate, keeping things private that may not be appropriate. Okay, so there's that. Food, weight, program. What am I doing? What have I been doing? I've been eating a lot of you-know-what crap. That's really what I've been doing. I've also been eating a lot of healthy food. And I've been tracking, and then I've been binging, and then I've been gaining weight. I don't know how that happens, but it did. All kidding aside, I'm totally bummed that I've been gaining weight back. I actually don't know exactly how much. I know I've gained at least 5 pounds since my last weigh-in. I'm honestly probably in the neighborhood of like 10 pounds back up. So like halfway to where I was when I delivered my baby 3 months ago. It's kind of pathetic. But I've had a lot of triggers and a lot of stress. I will share a little teeny tiny insight into that. At the very end of March, I went with a friend to visit my family 6 hours away, and I took my 2 kids and I left my husband. It was kind of like a spring break trip, even though my kids aren't in school, but he had to work a ton. On the way to visit our family, we got word that our sister-in-law, who was married to my husband's older brother, had been admitted to the hospital, wasn't doing well, had pneumonia, and we totally thought she was going to pull through. And she's young. Apparently she had been sick for a little while, that they didn't know that she had pneumonia. But it's devastating because she passed away on the 26th of March. And her funeral was yesterday, which I don't even know what date it is. April 8th, I think, was yesterday. I think today's April 9th. And it just rocked me at the core in ways that I really wasn't expecting. And being away from my husband for a week, being away from him, knowing that he was grieving, just the unexpectedness of it, the sadness of it, you know, beautiful, beautiful mother of 2, beautiful, smart, talented boys. She herself had so many talents. And of course, there's always the, as my sister-in-law said, really beautiful, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, when you lose somebody in your family. And man, it's been really emotionally taxing for me, for our whole family, which is totally understandable. So I have not been coping very well. I've kind of like reached a new low that I've hit that I haven't been to in a long time with my eating and with my binging and my emotional eating. So we are back home. We've had closure. We've had the funeral. I am still like playing with this sewing needle. You can tell I am just like nervous. Not about making a video, but there's just a lot of emotions. You want to know what I got, though, to help me? Puzzles. I've been putting puzzles together instead of eating some nights. Nights that I don't end up eating at night. I've been putting together puzzles. This is like my new therapy. I like seriously need a therapy animal right now. Anyway. So what I'm doing, I'm going to continue to count Weight Watchers Smart Points because I love Weight Watchers. I love Weight Watchers. I think it's the best all around. Unfortunately, a low carb diet, which I love and I believe in with all of my heart, is not compatible with my body while I'm breastfeeding. So I can't do that right now. I need to have some carbs. Unfortunately, with Weight Watchers, the beauty and the curse of it is that you can eat whatever you want within portion, portion controlled. But for me, I'm just right now at this particular time, I'm needing a little bit more structure. So I'm going to do 3 rounds of 21 Day Fix starting tomorrow. I've already compared the 2 programs. Whatever I eat in the containers ends up being exactly what my daily points are for Smart Points. So if I get into a day or a moment or something where it's just going to be better for me to track that day, I will just track my Smart Points and it will be fine. I am picking up the dang needle again. What is my problem? Anyway, I feel like doing that will guide me toward real, whole, healthy food. I need that right now. So, plus I'm exercising again and I like the workouts because they're short and effective. So I'm going to do 3 rounds of 21 Day Fix. I don't know why I picked 3, but I'm going to do 3 rounds. And then I might try a different program. I have a lot of programs, but that's what I'm going to do just to kind of keep it spicy, keep it fun, keep me eating real food. Yeah. Finances. My husband got totally spooked about sharing too much information about our finances over the World Wide Web, which I totally respect. So although I was planning to document more about our debt snowball journey and getting out of debt, I'm going to hold back on that for a little while. I will be doing some money saving videos because that's super important to me, and I will share with you how we navigate like those unexpected life things that happen. For example, this past month I was just listing out all of the extra expenses that we had. We had like $1,500 worth of tree trimming that needed to get done. Luckily we had a tax return that we used for most of that. We had to buy a new washer. Our clothes washer totally bit the dust, so we had to buy a new one, but we bought a refurbished one and ended up saving hundreds of dollars, which is great because that's how we do things. We had to repair our dishwasher, so that was like a $50 repair. And then I ended up going on that trip, like I said, to visit my cousins, and we hadn't planned ahead for that. The opportunity came up and I had to get a rental car, share the gas with my friends, the food while we were there, that sort of thing. So that was about $300. And then we had to travel for a funeral 6 hours away again. We decided to stay in hotels, well, a hotel for a few nights. That was like, probably with the gas and all that, we probably spent $250. But we packed all of our food. We ate out one meal and we shared it. It was a place that my husband and I used to eat out at when we were newlyweds, before we had kids, and we were dinks, dual income, no kids. And it was very nostalgic and very nice to do that. But we packed all of our food. We like packed a cooler and did all that. So we didn't have to stop and buy food even while we were there. So it was awesome. So I will be sharing like how we're saving money, how like maybe some grocery hauls, money saving tips. So I will continue with those videos, but I won't be doing like the specifics of this is how much debt we have and whatever. I'll just update you as we make progress on our debt snowball like this month, even with all those extra expenses, because we try to be as frugal as possible. We're still able to put an additional $1,400 towards our debt snowball this month, which we feel like is pretty awesome. So that's where I'm going to be going with my channel. I'm going to be talking more in depth about my food addiction and my recovery program. I'm going to be updating you more on my weight loss progress and goals, because I cannot continue on the path that I'm on right now. It's time to turn that car around and start heading towards someplace warm and sunny, because right now the way that things are going, it's not good. It's really not good. So I just gotta like stop. And then financial goals. So that's it. This is kind of longer than I thought. Oh, and you notice that I'm totally washed out? My best friend in forever that I met at piano camp when I was like 13 years old sent me a light setup, and I decided to turn it on. Why did she send me a light setup? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, she's moving back to Idaho. And this girl is not just like, I mean, I have a lot of people that I say are my best friend, but this is like the kind of soulmate best friend that you are lucky to meet one time in your whole life. Oh, it's time for dinner? Okay, I'll be right there. Apparently it's time for dinner, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But She's moving back to Idaho. She sent me these lights because we have something special planned that I will tell you about more when we actually get it up and going, but it's a YouTube channel that I think will be like the funnest thing that I will get to work on in forever. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm just gonna ramble for like another 15 minutes. And who got time for that? Nobody. And my 3-year-old just told me that it's time for dinner. So I'm gonna go have dinner. You're gonna go have a life, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!